Huge Thomas Partey boast, injury boast, has been reported by Arsenal today. Sky Sports first dropped the story around lunchtime, and obviously the website of Arsenal has gone ahead to put out pictures or photos of Arsenal players that took part in training today. Thomas Partey was one of those. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? Welcome to the Arsenal News Show. It's called the Arsenal News Show, and I think you guys are really having a blast with us in here onto this channel. First video came in through as a live stream about Mukalo Modric, and now from the football news show to the Arsenal news show, meaning that we are talking 100% Arsenal. We are talking 100% Arsenal. And then we are talking Bukayo Saka, that tomorrow is going to be announced the Premier League player for the month of March. It's just outside there from tabloids, but it looks like he's going to win it. Then lastly, we're talking William Saliba, who is really revealing to us that he's not amongst those players of Arsenal that believed that they are going to win the trophy, but they just kept on winning every game, and now they're on top of the league. Rokani David is my name. Smash the like button, comment, and share. Guys, I'm sorry I've been having some glitches, and I think I'm trying to solve them out. I would have uploaded this video like 2-3 hours back, but obviously I've not been able to do that. But I thank God that maybe I've come up with a solution, and the Holy Spirit has really led the way, and now to the levels of really broadcasting very well. Now, Thomas Partey has come out and really took part into the Arsenal training session, as confirmed to us by the Sky News. The video is outside there for him training with Arsenal, but I cannot put it out because I don't have the copyright or the patent to find myself in a situation of really putting it or including this story. But Sky has told us that Thomas Partey in Arsenal training at London Conley this morning, or was in Arsenal training at London this morning. William Saliba and Edin Ketia were both absent from Arsenal training this morning, but Tierney was in the training session at London Conley. Now, the most sounding injury that really came in through during the international break from all Arsenal players that took part into the international activities of their different national teams, it's Thomas Partey that came out more worrying because he never took part into the return leg that Ghana played away in Angola on, I think it was around, was it Monday? I think it was around Monday. Yeah, that's it. And today a positive story has been given to us because we are told that he was going to be assessed, I think, on Tuesday and Wednesday, but today I think assessments came out positive, and Partey found himself in the starting into the training squad of Arsenal that took place at London Conley today. And we've been told by Simon Collins, he's just a correspondent of Arsenal for the Standard News, that the entire squad of Arsenal returned to the training session, but Thomas Partey is optimistic of being fit to face Leeds on Saturday. The final decision will be made over the next 2 days. It's unclear if William Saliba will play this weekend, as the club don't want his injury to flare up. No. Now, for Thomas Partey, it's optimistic. There is hope that he's going to take part into that Arsenal game against Leeds, and I think that will be great. But if at all I'm Mikel Arteta, I don't really rush Thomas Partey to come in through and really play this game. If at all he's really fit, I'd rather start Jorginho and put Thomas Partey onto the bench. And if at all the game is all going the way of Arsenal and Arsenal scoring very many goals, I only bring in Partey to get some 10 minutes in his legs to prepare for the game of Liverpool, because to me I believe Leeds can be beaten by Arsenal even without Thomas Partey. Not so, Jorginho can get that job done and dusted. That's it. I think, however much we always thought that never cross the bridge before you reach it, but I think Arsenal should be thinking about Liverpool. Leeds is a game that Arsenal should win, as I'm going to come up into the match preview in the next 2 hours from now to let you know what I think Arsenal is going to do to really put Leeds to the sword. But Thomas Partey being optimistic is a very good story, that in these 10 remaining games of Arsenal, I think the physio team of Arsenal knows the best thing to do for Thomas Partey to keep him fit. Into the game of football as Arsenal goes ahead to really play a side known as Leeds. Because when you're having Saka, Odegaard, Xhaka, Jesus, Martinelli, I think Zinchenko, I just think they're just an overdose to a side known as Leeds. Because I remember when we United were playing Leeds at Old Trafford, we never had Casemiro, but that game ended 2-2. However much they're 2 goals up, you get, by the 45th minute, we came up and really found ourselves in a position of really leveling, and we had even gotten a winning goal if at all the likes of Sancho Rashford had really composed themselves to a better level. So I think Arsenal can get this done and dusted. But talking of Saliba and Nketiah being out, I think for Saliba, no reason to hurry him up. I think if he can really take one more week into himself of rest, because he last played the game when Arsenal was losing to Sporting Lisbon, that was a Thursday. If he can rest until the game of Liverpool and is ready for that, then that will be great for him, because that back injury, it's all about resting. There is no one I've ever seen a player being operated on the back. It's all about you resting, because the spinal cord just needs to find itself in a position, or the backbone just needs to find a position of resting. That's it. So if you can get in those other days of rest and is ready to face Liverpool, that will be ready. And I think there are two games that Arsenal should find Saliba on the field of play. That game of Liverpool and the game of City. If it means injecting him a painkiller to come in those games, he needs to show up. For Eddie Nketiah, I think there is no reason to rush him back, because Trossard is here and Gabriel Jesus is here fully fit to really take on his side on as Leeds and very many other games. And it was just an understudy, and I think Jesus is not going to get a setback because he has been given close to 2 weeks of rest, because he never took part into the international break of his national team known as Brazil. So as it stands, I believe Arsenal are good to go. However much injuries are really coming in through, but I think they can handle. And with the Thomas Partey return from injury, it's really one of those that should really go ahead and really bless up the Arsenal's chances of really winning the Premier League this season. Now, we're having a player known as William Saliba. He was talking to a certain news outlet coming in from, is it Malaysia? And this is what he had to say about Arsenal. Now, this is really one of those things that shows you that doubting Thomases were there everywhere in the team, were there at the team of Arsenal. However much Zinchenko and Jesus raised the hopes of these players high, they can lift the trophy, but some players were not really evidently confident. But Saliba told us that before the summer, I didn't know we would have been first and on top. But when you play for Arsenal, you have to think about the top, because it's a good club and we are happy to be back on top. But it's not finished. It's good if we finish the season on top. Now, you know, he was a doubting Thomas at the start of the season, but I think the more games they played, the more self-belief he really attained that, all right, we can make it. And I think, however much as he was playing in the La Liga and he was playing in League One and tearing it up, it never came to his understanding that he might be one of those players to come in through and really do the needful for the club of Arsenal in the central defense, because he knew that it was really another task to really pass playing into the Premier League. That's it. Playing in the Premier League is different from playing in the League One. Very many players have come in through and really flopped, but Saliba has gone ahead to really put his stamp onto that right central defense place of Arsenal. And he's just 21, 22 years of age. I think he made 22 last week. And he looks like he's a 25-year-old player. Looks like he's playing at his prime. But to my understanding, he has not reached his prime. He has not yet reached his prime. He's soon to hit his prime in the next 2-3 years. And I think Arsenal really having a beast and a monster of a central defender in William Saliba. Very good player that I would really admire to have at my club, because he is really magnificent. And Saliba's belief was boosted up by the position in which Arsenal is right now and the endless wins that the Arsenal team really got. Every time they got a slip up, they found a reason to raise themselves high again. Their first loss came against Manchester United. It was their 6th game of the season, and then they went ahead to win very many games until they lost to Man City. That's it. After losing to Man City, they went ahead and won against Aston Villa, Leicester City, Everton, Fulham, Bournemouth, and Crystal Palace. So they've put out a 6 stretch win road that is putting everyone into acceptance that Arsenal are going to lift the trophy. Although Saliba is saying that it's not yet done business, to me, I believe they are having the trophy at their exposure. So they just have to find themselves in a position of really doing the needful and obviously getting to the levels they expect it to be, because it's not yet done until it's done. But to me, I believe they are going to lift the trophy at Arsenal. Now let's go to Bukayo Saka, star boy of Arsenal, tearing up the Premier League. Very, 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 very great. And when you look at the news we are getting from the sources around Arsenal, it's that Arsenal star boy Bukayo Saka has been voted Premier League player of the month of March, with an official announcement expected to be made tomorrow, that is on Friday. Now, obviously, all the announcements are always made on Friday, according to me. But when you look at Bukayo Saka and the people has been nominated with, the likes of Erling Haaland, I think he had a better month of March. That's it. When you look at Arsenal, they played their first Premier League game in March. What was their game they played in March? The first game was against Everton. Bukayo Saka scored 1 goal. They played against Bournemouth. Saka never scored. They played against Fulham. Saka never scored. Against Fulham, he never scored. Then, against Crystal Palace, he scored a brace, meaning three goals he scored in 1, 2, 3, 4. So, let's wait and see how that is going to be really delivered to us, because if Atoli wins, I think Haaland has scored some good goals, but I think the FA Cup coming in through has really gone ahead to really not put him in the position of winning it. But when you look at Bukayo Saka, to me, I believe he should win it. He should win it because he has been really a player that has not won it a lot this season, because I think for Arsenal, it's Odegaard. Who else has won it for Arsenal? Player of the month. I mean, that for Premier League, not these Arsenal players of the month. So we are waiting to see how the Premier League is going to release it tomorrow, because I think he's up against some competitive players like McAllister. There is Haaland. There is it Evan Ferguson? I saw there Mitoma. So let's wait and see how the Premier League player for the month of March really goes, because it looks like it's really a heated up conversation. But when you hear that it's Bukayo Saka winning it, don't be surprised, because these Arsenal sources are the ones that are really littering it around. And let's wait and see whether that's going to happen. But it's being put outside there that it's Bukayo Saka lifting this. And he's up against... Let me show you those players he's up against. He's up against the following players. He's up against Ishak. He also had a decent month of March. Then McAllister, decent one also. Mings, not really so much close to him. Bukayo Saka, right, deservedly into there. Mohamed Salah, deservedly there. But I think Salah comes in through because of those 7 goals that they scored against Manchester United. Then Leandro Trossard is another one who came in through and put up an assist. In the 3 assists in the game of Fulham. And in the game Arsenal played against Crystal Palace, he released Xhaka, and Xhaka really put in one at the back of the net. So I think anyone who wins, if Saka takes it, it's okay. Haaland is not there. So let's wait and see how that really props up into our vicinity tomorrow. And the moment it's out, I'm going to come out and really let you know who has really won it. And I think it's really going to be celebratory for Arsenal, for Saka to win it, because it's going to really build his confidence more and more. Remember, he's really a player that is really in typical form. The last Premier League game they played, he scored a brace. It was at Emirates, and again they're playing against Leeds at the Emirates in a game that I believe Arsenal is going to tear them apart. So guys, your thoughts on to Thomas Partey being back into the Arsenal group training are welcome in the comment section below. Should the manager start him on Saturday, or he should start Jorginho? Then Saliba, do you think was a doubting Thomas? All not, because he thought that they are nowhere near being on the top of the league. And lastly, do you fancy Bukayo Saka to win the Premier League player for the month of March award? Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My fellow Muslim friends, I love you, and Ramadan Kareem. Continue fasting. Soon we'll be celebrating Eid with you, because it is really legitimate for you to go ahead and really do that, because in the spiritual realm, you gain more strength and command. Bye-bye. Second video of the day. I think more 2 or 3 are really left to get this business done and dusted. I'm out.